What's good, YouTube? Kenny Reactz back in the hit out, hoping to did out for the crit out, y'all. What's going on, everybody? Got a special guest with me today, Mr. Collipark. Although I don't know where he just went. There he is. We got Mr. Collipark in the building today. We're gonna bring him on, man. We're gonna ask him some questions. See if I can remember how to do this. There it is. What's going on, man? How are you?
What it do, homie?
What's good, man? I don't think there's too many people in here just yet, but why don't you go ahead and let everybody know, man, who you are for those that may not know.
Well, I go by the name of Mr. Collipark, formerly known as DJ Smurf, from Atlanta, Collipark, Georgia.
Oh, okay, that's where you get the name Collie. I always wondered that, where you got that from.
College Park, Georgia.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I gotta say, man, as a teenager listening to a lot of music that you produced, I never thought I'd be sitting here interviewing you. This is crazy.
Oh, man, you make me feel old now.
Hey, man, I don't know how old you are, but you hold your age very well. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
So let me I was hoping there'd be more people in here by now. Hold up. There we go. There's some people. Okay. So you've worked with artists such as like the Yin Yang Twins, Young Jeezy, Jamie Foxx, Bubba Sparks, Soulja Boy, Pitbull. If I'm missing anybody or if I'm wrong, please correct me.
Nah, you right on point.
Okay, that's everybody I've grown up listening to, man. For real, this whole country rap genre thing is new to me as well. So
really,
yeah, I started listening to Ryan Upchurch. If you've ever heard of him, maybe
I've heard of
6 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
And I don't know, man, his music just spoke to me, and I've been hooked ever since. And I just continued down the rabbit hole, decided to create a YouTube channel, and I've been expanding my horizons since.
Okay. Shouts out to Vic.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Vic, man. Country Rap Report, Riding Dirty. They're the ones that made this possible. I appreciate it, man. Vic showed me nothing but love ever since I've met him.
Right.
So you started off DJing, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's kind of what led me back here. Because I got tired of the music business for a while, so I went back to DJing, and I started doing a bunch of remixes. Okay. And I ran across a couple of country records, Body Like a Back Road. Who else? It was about 3 or 4 of them that I did, and they got really, really good receptions. Cause all I was doing was taking the records and kind of like putting my drums behind them.
Right.
And so it just added a club yin yangish type feel to the records, because they were good songs, but they weren't really club friendly.
Right.
And so it kind of caught on. So I kept doing a lot of remixes. And so my man Vic, we go back. So he was like, man, you need to come over and mess with some of this country rap, do some beats for some of these country rappers. And I sent him a beat not too long ago. This was years he'd been trying to get me to get into it.
You wasn't with it at first, huh?
No, because I don't necessarily agree with the title of it, because these are just dope rappers to me.
Right.
But I get it, because a lot of the music instrumentation, leans towards that, but a lot of it don't though. And right. So I sent him some tracks, and he was like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So he's like, man, we need to do this project. And we just started doing records. And the first one we did is the single I'm about to release, called Twerking at the Hoedown. It's actually a record that I had already kind of halfway started with Yin Yang. And I sent him that record, and he was like, man, that's perfect. So he went and put Big Murph and got Simple Man. So they jumped on the record, and man, it's a hit.
It sure is. I got to hear a little bit of it, man. It's different, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a great mesh of where we come from into that world. And even from like the scene of the video shoot, where you had the different people from the different backgrounds all in the same space.
Right.
And you would never know it. Like, everybody was just having a great time, and you would just thought we all went to high school together.
It looked like a great time, man. Vic had extended me an invite to come down there, but I'm in Pennsylvania. I was like, there's no way I can come to Atlanta for the weekend, man. But I'd have loved to have.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was some asses out there. Can I cuss?
Yeah. No doubt. You good. You good.
Yeah.
So, and how did you go from, well, I guess you just kind of explained that, how you transitioned into a producer from DJing.
Most DJs, vice versa, back and forth. A lot of DJs just transition into production because our early beats from my age group, we started making beats just off the records that we played, so it was all samples back then. So you just sampled the records that you were playing in the club or on your mixtapes. This was before everybody had keyboards and computers and all these DAWs. And so it was a natural progression for you just to sample the records that made people dance or whatever you did, however you DJ'd, and made beats out of them.
Right.
And so that's how I kind of transitioned from being a DJ, a mixtape DJ, a club DJ, to a producer.
Yeah, when Vic told me you was coming to the country rap genre, man, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, it's a natural fit. Surprisingly, after I sent him like 2 tracks, I knew it was a natural fit.
I guess more so because I don't know if you haven't been doing anything or if it just never hit my radar, because I don't really listen to that lane of music anymore.
Right.
So that was the first time I had heard your name in years.
Yeah, I haven't really. I've been DJing. Wobble was probably like the last big record that I produced.
Okay.
After that, maybe a group that I signed out of Dallas called Trill Lee and Prince Rick. They had the song "Walk Around the Club, Fuck Everybody." I don't know if you heard that. Walk Around the Club, huge record down south. But that was probably like the last act that I signed. That was back in 2011. 2010, somewhere up in there. Been DJing. I've put out a couple of little DJ records here and there. I did one on Diplo's label. I did one on Aoki's label. Little single deals, and I put out about 3 or 4 of those little twerk dance singles. Nothing real big, but this right here will be like my first like real release. And it's funny that it's me as an artist, put myself out. But like I say, this will probably be the first real release in about 10 years.
Wow, that's crazy. Hey, and just so you know, man, I got my cameras up here and my my screen's down here. So if I'm looking down, I'm looking at you.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's wild, man. So what? I guess out of all the projects that you've done up to date, what would you say is your are you proud of most, or is your favorite one?
Musically, Yin Yang. Just the catalog of what we did together. I think
they were different when they hit the scene. They were just different, man.
Yeah, as a producer, that was my marriage right there. Me and them, because I come from. I was before that with the whole Freaknik Miami bass era back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Luke, 2 Live Crew, Quad City DJs, 69 Boys, that kind of music. That's where my origins musically start. And so D-Rock, one of the twins, actually used to make that kind of music as well.
Okay.
And so that's why the music that we make together, we all kind of come from the same place. So when I transitioned from that really, really up-tempo Miami bass music into the twerk music, we all came together. So that's why we really just always understood each other from an artistic perspective. Everybody else after that, I was just doing beats for and signing. Like Soulja Boy, I let him do all his own stuff. So I didn't, really touch him on production. But I've always been involved with club music. But as far as from a production perspective, Yin Yang catalog is by far my proudest work.
Okay. So how old was you when you got into all this?
Man, I started, if you want to start DJing in high school, 16, 17 years old.
Okay.
So, and I'm pretty up there right now in age.
Now, how old are you?
I'll be 50, believe it or not, next
Oh
month.
shit, man, you don't look 50 at all, bro.
Yeah, I'll be 50 next month. Yeah,
Not at
appreciate
all.
it, man.
I was thinking like 30, maybe 40. That's wild.
Nah, man, it's a blessing, man. I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I knew you had to be older than that though, because I was bumping you when I was in high school. I'm
Yeah,
34 now, so
yeah, yeah. It's
that's
funny because
wild.
when I signed Soldier, Yin Yang was old school to him at
Yeah,
that time. You got to understand, Whistle While You Twerk came out in '99.
right.
I signed Soldier in 2007. So you know how the music business it flips. It's a young man's game. So by the time I signed him and was with him for like a year, but by the time we started talking about Yin Yang, they were old school to him.
I ain't heard that in a grit whistle while you twerk.
Yeah,
Man, that's wow, man. You taking
yeah.
me back now.
We got some records. That's 23 years old now.
Phew. That ain't
Yeah,
making me feel old.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna pop a question up on the screen from the chat, man. No, Trey Trill from
Trey
Columbus,
Trill from
Georgia.
Columbus. Chris used to work for me. They almost made it. Chris, which Chris? Chris who? I know a bunch of Chris's.
What's good, Vic? I see Vic in here.
Riding dirty in the house. What up, boy?
So he definitely knows Trey Trill. I will go to another one while I wait for him to come back with that.
Okay.
Let me see. What do you what project did you like least? Or something you think could have been done better or differently?
That's a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. Man. I tell you what project that never happened that I wish could have happened. It kind of fits into that. I wish it had been done different. I don't know if you remember Arab that used to be with Soulja Boy.
Who?
Arab.
Like AR-AB?
ARAB. He was his sidekick.
And, I know him from spitting with Cassidy, but I think I know who you're talking about. If it's the same guy.
No, this is another Arab. This is Soulja Boy's partner. We never put him out, but back when I signed Soulja, his whole fan base, it was Soulja Boy and Arab. They all knew Arab.
Okay.
And we were this close to doing his deal. But for whatever reason, it never happened. And that's one of my I regret it for him more so than myself because I think he could have really done well.
Right.
Yeah. Chris Black, you mean BAC that I went to college with? Who you talking about?
Said graduated from Columbus High School.
Chris Brown?
He said Chris Brown.
My partner Chris Brown, but we call him BAC. I don't know if that's who he's talking about.
Okay. What's your thoughts on the country rappers that you have encountered? That's from Vic.
Oh, they dope. These country rappers, man, that's why I'm excited to do the project. Like we doing an EP. So it'll probably be about 5 or 6 songs. But every rapper that I've gotten verses from, and I was able to meet them in person at the Twerking at the Hold Down video shoot. Everybody's dope. And what I like about it, a lot of them sing as well. And the people around them, a lot of the people are musicians. Love that, man.
Right.
Because I wasn't really big on
you mean like playing instrument musician, right? Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't really big on that. Actually, the guy who engineered most of my records back in the day, Billy Hume, you go on my IG, I got a couple of videos with him in the studio creating Twerking with the Hold Down. We did some stuff, but most of the stuff that I did back then, it was just me on the drum machine and playing keys. And so to be able to have live guitars and fiddle players and banjo players and drummers and shit, it's dope, man. It's dope. I love. It's funny because I talked to Sean Paul from the Youngbloods over the weekend, and I got him on the project, and he was telling me he was done with rap until he started messing with the country rap. He's messing with the country rap. Vic, what's the name of the guy he's working with?
You said Sean Paul. You mean like Sean DePaul?
No, Sean Paul from the Youngbloods.
Okay, okay.
If you don't give a damn, we don't give a
fuck. Yeah, all right, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
Sean
names,
Paul.
but I know
That's
the
only
music.
Sean Paul we recognize.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
He said what?
It's Black. I'm pretty sure been years. Chris Black. Oh man, you got me, man. Crucifix. Yeah, that's his name. That's the guy who Sean Paul is working with.
I don't know this. What he said. Read that short chorus. I bet he'll recognize that. I don't know what he's talking about though.
Need that short chorus. I bet he'll recognize that. Read that short. I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, I don't. I was trying to scroll back through see if I missed it. Run. Oh wait, right here. Maybe this is it.
Run real quick and get my heater. I've been known for leaving them soaking wet, screaming. Jesus was the jam. You got me, dog.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. 2006, a lot of shit done happened since then.
Coca said we took that Collipark and mixed it with some Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah. Who was that?
Coca.
They on that twerking with the hold down.
Yeah, Coca fire, man. Coca's fire.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to put this project out though, man. Like, you know,
I can't wait to hear it.
It'll be. I think I told Vic this. It'll be some of my proudest work, and I don't say that lightly because I feel like we're responsible for the introduction of the whole genre of twerk music.
No doubt.
That's number one, and I'm the guy who signed Soulja Boy, so that's number two. Those are two game-changing movements, and if the way that I'm trying to do what I'm doing works, I think it's going to make a lot of people want to be a part of country rap.
Right.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people refer to it as country rap. I've seen others get offended by it and just call it rap.
Well, I can understand both ways. I can understand both sides. I'm just excited. I've been in it for like a month and a half now, so I don't have. I don't want to come in here acting like I know what the fuck going on with it. I just think it's dope. I think the artists are dope. I think the music is dope. I think I don't want to sound like I'm belittling regular rap music.
No.
I just know that the work that goes into music with musicianship and stuff like that is a whole nother level than just getting high and going in the studio and rapping.
I feel like the regular rap, as you call it, is not what it was.
It's not.
And that was what transitioned me to this genre. Like I said, I started listening to church and it started going down a rabbit hole. And I was like, oh shit, some of these guys are dope, man. For real.
They really are, man. The delivery. It's like they're like 10 years back in the game when people were actually trying this shit.
Right. Right.
I see you, Vic. Yeah, the name of the project is gonna be called Country Club. So
okay, I like that.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the I tried to start a genre of music when I did the snap music, the whisper song, and the David Banner play. We call it intimate club music, but that shit didn't stick.
It's too long.
Right. I was stretching, man. I was reaching for that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But what do you have? You got a release date yet?
It's gonna be about a month. We don't have the actual date yet, but it's gonna probably be in about a month. We got the video shot. We got everything ready. I just wanted to get everything ready to go.
Right.
So I couldn't renege on myself. You know, so I from the time we recorded the record and shot the video, it was like a 2-week span. Maybe 2.5 weeks. So I did everything, and everybody who I was reaching out to be a part of it, I was moving so fast, you know, people, they couldn't believe it. And so by the time we were shooting the video, it was like, what the fuck? So I was rolling so fast, but then I stopped because now we got to set up the release of it now.
Right.
Yeah, but I want to have all my properties, you know, in hand. So now I'm ready to go.
Country Club, that's the name of the album itself, right? It's gonna be an album,
the EP. Yeah, and we're probably gonna make it a series. I think that's the game plan because I want to work with everybody. And ultimately, if I find the artist that likes to do the type of music that I like to do, meaning club music, and it's natural fit, that ultimately that's my goal, to find an artist in this and put a project out on them.
I got one in mind for you, man. You gotta check him out. At least give him a listen. Give him a listen, man. Check out Cool Hand Luke with a K.
Vic, you hear that? Cool Hand Luke?
Cool Hand Luke with a K. The boy's fire. The white boy from Georgia.
From Georgia?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah. I don't want to mess it up, but I believe it's Carrollton, Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Matter of fact, I had just interviewed him before you. Maybe I think it was last week or something. But yeah, Cool Hand Luke with a K, man. Check him out. You won't be disappointed. No doubt.
For sure.
So is there anybody in? Well, no, I wanted to ask you another question first. I'm sorry. Who, if you can remember off the top of your head, who is on the Country Club? Like, what artists are featured on it?
Right now, so what was dope about how it was pitched to me to do the project is the appreciation of the music of the 2005, the 2000s era, right? The artists, myself, Yin Yang, Bubba, the Young Bloods and stuff like that. So my vision for it is to get some of those artists in, you know, on records with some of the new country rap artists. So right now, from my era so far, we got Sean Paul from the Young Bloods, we got Yin Yang. I'm trying to get something with Bubba. You know, it wouldn't even be right if I don't get Bubba on something.
That's a fact.
And Bone Crusher is I got Sean Paul and Bone Crusher on the same record. Some of the country rap artists so far is Big Murph, Simple Man, Hard Target, Corey Spires. Oh man. Jack Spard, I think I'm saying his name right. Man, you put me on the spot now.
my
but
bad.
From the old school artists are Sean Paul, Bone Crusher, and Yin Yang. So and hopefully Bubba. Those are the four. And it's only, like I said, it's only gonna be like 5 songs on it. So
and Jack Gaspard.
Okay. There you go.
That was Coca. Thank you, Coca. And
Simple Man is actually on 2. No, Simple Man is on 3. Jack is on 2. What's the guy on the Outside record? Vic. That's a cool record that we working on. A record called Outside.
Dirty.
This guy's dope.
Dirty's
on one. Oh, Dirty's dope on the hooks. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
His hooks are crazy. Vic, who's the guy on the Outside record?
See, I ain't checked none of these guys out yet, so I'm gonna have to take notes.
Right. So you know it's so dope. They sound like they've been here already.
He says Simple Man, but now you already said Simple Man.
Yeah, I said Simple Man. I'm looking for the guy on the Outside record. He's dope. He's out of Nashville.
Backing up a little bit, I was telling you about Cool Hand Luke. He was actually at the video shoot.
Oh, okay.
For Twerking at the Hoedown, white boy, long curly hair, kind of like a mullet. I know you probably seen so many people there, man.
Oh man, it was a big turnout, man. And I was working too, and it was hot as shit. So Cowboy Killer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Is there anyone that you trying to work with in the future from either genre?
No, well, the rap, you know what's dope about this? Because it hasn't popped. I think even the rappers over there in the country rap, there's only like 2 or 3 artists that they recognize as being you know, of national, a big, you know, success story, right? That's what would Jelly Roll be considered in that genre?
In what, the country genre?
Yeah, I'm country rap. I know he's an artist, but is
Yeah.
he considered country rap or just country?
Nah, he's a little bit of both.
Okay, so you got him.
I think he got some rock too.
Right. So who's the other? Kendall Tucker. No, that's the other dude. Ryan Churchill.
Ryan Upchurch.
Upchurch. I'm sorry. Damn. Ryan Upchurch. Yeah. So it's only, so I'm saying all that to say this. I feel like this is uncharted territory right now. So I think, you know, there's nobody who I really want to work with. I think because everybody's so, I like the hunger in everybody.
Right.
So you don't even have that in rap right now because everybody thinks a deal. All they got to do is blow up on social media and blah, 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 blah. So the hunger, that level of hunger, it doesn't even exist anymore. The hunger doesn't exist for the music. It exists for everything else. The social media and all that shit.
They just want the fame and the money.
Over here, they don't want to put in the work. They hungry on the music tip.
Right.
I love that shit, man. You just don't know. I've been without that. Let's go back to Yin Yang. So we didn't get respected artistically because of the type of music that we made, right? So, you disappeared from me, bro.
I'm here. My camera messing up. I think it's listening to me talk. My bad.
So, but the aggression, if you go back to the actual delivery of the raps on the Yin Yang Twin records, there was hunger and aggression in the delivery of the lyrics because we were hungry back then. We didn't know that we were going to break and be on BET and MTV and be nominated for Grammys. We didn't know none of that shit was even possible. And so you heard that hunger in the music. I hear that same hunger in these verses and songs that I'm listening to on this project now. I love it.
I'm still here. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Hold on. I might have to switch cameras here.
Chance, what's up?
There we go. It's working. I'm gonna pull this back up.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, if y'all in the chat got questions, man, just throw them up, and I'll put them on the screen as I see them. I lost my spot here. So, what else besides the country club project that you have? You got anything else in the works, and what can we expect to see from you?
No, that's it right now. That really got me. Really, you know, I do it, like I said, I do a bunch of remixes, but that's just really for like DJs and stuff like that. And I DJ. But as far as production and stuff like that, what it did do is got me back in the studio with Yin Yang working on that stuff as well. So, and they're getting ready to go back on tour, the Millennium Tour with Bow Wow and Kerry Hilson, and they got Trillville on this one, Scrappy. That's gonna be big this time around. So yeah, I'm excited to be back in the studio with them. Because the vibe that we got doing Twerking at the Holdown, because there were no expectations. It reminds me when we were in the studio when we first started, because you know, we didn't know what the fuck we was doing. We was just, that's always the best creative space to be in. You just got a blank piece of paper and you can draw whatever you want to. So that's kind of what Twerking at the Holdown was for us. So they just opened up a whole creative void for me that I'm back rotating around in right now. So I'm in the creative space right now.
You're an artist with a blank canvas.
Right. So like even with some of these beats, when you if you were to hear the songs, you wouldn't know that it was my production. But then once you found out it was me, you'd be like, oh, okay, I hear it.
Right.
Because I have a certain type of energy.
You got a unique sound too, man. Because
right.
Vic sent me a little clip of that, and when I played it, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I ain't heard nothing like that in a minute.
Right. So all of the songs, and what I like about it though, now this is in my opinion. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not. It doesn't sound old. It sounds nostalgic, but it doesn't sound old. The way that we put the sounds, we mesh the twerk sound with the country sounds, and I think when you throw the new rappers on top of my production, it adds even more to it. But I think it's that even when you go to the club now, when I go to the club now, the party is still not started until they play our era of music. Now the newer songs, whatever's popular at the time, it'll get a little. But when they ready to actually open up the dance floor and shit, you got to run through that Yin Yang Lil Jon set. You got to play Salt Shaker. You got to play Get Low. You got to play New Booty. You got to play Ay Ay Ay. You got to play something. You got to play Too Short, Blow the Whistle. You got to play those records. And those records are over 20 years old. Like they 20 years old.
And they still hit.
Right. So when you hear something like Twerking at the Hoedown, it has that energy.
Right.
Coming into now. So it'll be interesting to see how that sounds out here in the club now. Something new.
I'm interested to see it, man. You got to keep your eyes peeled for my reaction on that one because I'm going to definitely do that one.
For sure.
Vic said y'all need a country club Christmas song.
Man, Vic won't do every kind of song, man. Vic won't do every kind of song, man.
That hurt. He said, check out the Sam Back Roads Collipark remix.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Sam Hunt. Yeah, that was like the first country remix that I did. I did a Kane Brown remix. I did what was that Lady Gaga, that country movie she was in with that dude? She had a
Bradley
big
Cooper
record off that. They had a big record off that. It was a duet with her and the guy.
Bradley Cooper. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of the song.
I mean, did a remix to that one.
The movie.
I did just a little bit remix to Nelly and what was it, the Florida Georgia line.
Okay.
I did. So yeah, and these are just like if you was in the club, you would just think the DJ going off, but it's really be my remixes. It sound like the DJ mixing this shit, but he just really playing Collipark remixes.
Did you listen to anything in the country genre before you started doing this music? Like
no,
nothing at all. No country rap, no country music, no nothing.
That's what makes it dope, man. You just go in, man. You just go. It's like the video shoot. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous because everything is so fast. Like I'm not known. That's why I keep shouting out Vic. But I think that's good that I don't know.
Right.
So there are no rules there. I'm not bound by anything.
Right.
So,
right.
And the fact that nobody can tell me how it's supposed, because I ask questions. How do y'all usually do this? How is this? And nobody has the same answer.
Right.
So that's why I'm excited to be out here right now. Because even if it don't work, I can, maybe I can open up something to the rest of the guys that's doing this shit that they weren't, able to find out on their own how to do this shit or how to break out of this little sub underground culture into something else, because the music is there. I think a lot of the music is good. And although the artists are good, I don't know that they all know how to make the type of music that will allow them to be bigger than where they're pigeonholing themselves in their minds. To me, they're bigger than that. They're bigger than country rap. That's just the way I feel about it.
Right. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
You got so many different combinations that you can come up with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, I clicked the wrong tab here. Hold up. I really clicked the wrong tab there. I gotta get a better mouse, man. I'm balling. I'm balling on a budget over here, you know.
Hey, man.
Let's see. So,
You know, back in the day, that's how production styles were developed. You just had to make the best out of whatever piece of shit equipment you had. So that's how you developed your style.
right.
You know, because you couldn't afford to get the shit that the big boys had. You had to cheat. But in your process though of trying to sound like them, you didn't have the equipment. You developed your own shit, and that's shit. You might stumble up on the way to do your show just because you balling on the budget. You never know.
Right. So tell me what's a typical life, a typical day in the shoes of Mr. Collipark? What's that like, man?
Right now, it's funny because when I started doing this, I was getting into Twitch real heavy. But when I started doing this, once I focus in on something, I go hard. So right now we got like, let me give you an example for the next record that may be the next single for this record. We got like 5 artists that record in 5 different places for one record.
Okay. On some quarantine type shit, or
yeah, well, you know, you sending the beat, they sending you back verses. Then like Bone Crusher, I actually went in the studio with him because I got my own studio. So he was in town. I went in the studio with him. So you got like this song with like 80 plus tracks on it. So between doing the beat, I'm like a mad scientist. So when I get these different parts and pieces of the puzzle, I start moving them around. And I might love this verse today, then I might take a piece of it and put it in the hook, or chop half of this verse off and put it with this other person's verse. And like I start doing shit like that, right? So the process, you know, when you hear people saying like Dr. Dre is a perfectionist or Collipark is a perfectionist, it's a lot of work that goes into doing music the right way. You know, when you actually in there and you caring, and you're making productions. So this project is very time consuming right now. In the month, in 2 weeks that we've been doing, we've shot the video. We've had to go through getting the edit of the video right, mixing, mastering, going in the studio with live musicians, and all of that shit within less than 2 months. So that's my day now.
okay.
Then you got family time, man. You got what I know now that I didn't know back then. You gotta make personal time. You have to actually cut this shit off and make personal time because you got to have that balance.
Right, that's a fact.
Gotta have that balance.
My audio might be getting a little messed up here. My boiler about to kick on.
You sounded all right.
Hey, this guy too, right here up on the screen.
Ski Mask Cowboy.
Yes, sir. You gotta check him out too, man. Him and Cool Hand
getting all this shit
for real. Ski Mask, he on some other stuff, man. True.
Okay.
Boy's talented.
For
Anywho, sure. I got one for you. I gotta know, man. Mr. Collipark got bars. You got bars?
No, man. You know what's funny? After I did they had to beg me, if I remember correctly, to get on Miss New Booty.
Oh yeah.
Because I had did bad. You know, you want this money, then you gotta be a bad bitch. Shake that ass relative if you a bad. So when we went in the studio to do Miss New Booty, they was like, yo, you gotta get on this one. Like that. I was like, nah.
I didn't know that was you on that. That shit was hard.
Yeah. So they was like, you gotta get on this one too. I was like, nah, man. I was like, nah, you gotta. So believe it or not, I made 4 albums as an artist under the DJ Smurf. So I went. I don't know if you know. I'm on Miss New Booty doing the get it right, get it tight, get it right. So that was them making me go in, you know, and because Bad was actually for Mike Jones. believe it or not.
Okay.
Bad was for Mike Jones first, but Swisher House didn't like the record because it didn't sound like his other stuff. So I had to kind of, Bad was pieced together like that. I took verses from some other shit from Yin Yang and threw them on the damn beat. They didn't even write them verses, record them verses to that beat. And so I just went in there to fill up the song. You want this money, then you gotta be a bad bitch. Shake that ass, let it tip. I just threw that shit on there and the shit worked.
It worked. That's what I was gonna say. It worked.
So I wouldn't necessarily say I got bars. I just know how to say shit to women to make them, dance. That's it.
That's like Dre said something where you ain't got to learn how to sing. You just got to know how to harmonize. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Kind of similar,
Right.
So who, I guess you already answered that. Your favorite artist to work with? You said Yin Yang Twins, right? And man, you already covered a lot of my questions.
And I wish, you know what? I wish Soulja and I had worked longer, and I could have been there to help him. He was a genius songwriter. And those first two albums, he was actually writing songs. And when he did Kiss Me Through the Phone, I knew he was different. Just from a songwriter. I ain't even talking about from the rapper or no shit like that. I'm just talking about strictly a songwriter. Because you got to think, FaceTiming and shit wasn't even popping like that back then.
True.
So when he wrote Kiss Me Through the Phone, that was some out of this world shit. And even though, he wrote that melody and all that shit. He wrote that hook. And I was like, this is something different from some Crank That Soulja Boy shit. And unfortunately, we didn't work after that. Like, he did 3 albums on Collipark, but I wasn't involved in the third album at all creatively. The second album, he did mostly everything, but I still oversaw everything. But I wish we had worked together. I could have been with him a little bit longer to help him develop that songwriting that he had in him.
Right.
Yeah, because he's a genius.
So what happened there? He branched off on his own, or
he grew up, man. He grew up, and come on, man. You see how Soulja is. He grew up. He wanted to be his own boss, basically. And when you got people like that, I've never been one to want to work with anybody that's not comfortable with the situation. So, he wanted to go. Like I said, I wasn't creatively, I wasn't a part of that third album at all, even though it was on Collipark. And then after that record didn't do what it needed to do, he was free to go do what he wanted to do after that.
Right.
But once you set a bar as high as we set it on that first album, the first artist to sell 3 million digital downloads on iTunes in history. At that time, it was unheard of. Ringtones through the roof, like everything we were dropping on that first album, we set the bar so high that we barely got the second album. Thank God I had Kiss Me Through the Phone and Turn My Swag on that album, and that saved that album. So by the time we got to the third album, you can't go backwards. That's what artists don't understand. Once you go here, you can't go back down here.
Right.
You got to at least maintain a certain level of here. Because if you start doing this, you can start here and then go up.
Right.
As far as your sales and your success. You can start down here and go up. But you can't go here. You can't start here and start doing this.
But they say getting here is the easy part. Maintaining it, that's the hard part, right?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, it's not easy now. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you think you find working in the country rap genre to be easier or more difficult than what you was working on in the other one?
It's easy because it's fun. Whenever any job that you enjoy doing is easy. it's a lot of work now. Don't get me wrong. Like I say, when you start putting these records together, like today, I started working on this record that I went in the studio with Corey, which is probably the only record with the completely is singing. The song is a singing song. I don't want to give the idea of the song away, but it was a lot of moving stuff around and warping in Ableton and stuff like that. So yeah.
Is it too soon to be able to tell which genre you prefer more, one over the other? Because this is your first project. You've done many.
It's all rap to me. I mean, yeah. to be honest with you, country rap gives me a new approach on rap, but it's all rap at the end of the day. It's just like twerk. When we did twerk music, that shit wasn't known, you know. So I remember giving Yin Yang, you know, passing out Yin Yang CDs, promo CDs, and guys would just throw them shits down right in front of me. You know, like, what is this? Look at it, bam, throw it down right there. So I pick it back up, like, so I can say this and give it to somebody else. It wasn't acceptable, is my point. Right. You know what I mean? And so until you make it acceptable, it was still rap to me, but it wasn't No Limit, because that's what was popping at the time. Master P was everywhere at the time, and Cash Money was everywhere at the time. So here we come with this booty shaking shit, you know. They wasn't feeling that shit till they girls started feeling it. Now, what we did do, my marketing plan for Yin Yang Twins, because we made Whistle While You Twerk strictly for strip clubs in Atlanta, not even worldwide. We made that song for strip clubs. 285, that's the highway that goes around Atlanta. So that was a 285 song, what we call it. So what I did, I went and passed out 20 CDs in every strip club to the dancers in Atlanta. And I gave it to the DJ in those clubs. So 20 dancers in every hot strip club in this city had the song. And I believed in the song. So I knew if the girls got the song, it was undeniable to them. So when they started dancing to the song, that's when the guys stopped throwing the CDs down.
Yeah, imagine that.
Right.
So was your name established at this point?
Well, I was coming from the booty shake, the Miami bass type music. So that sound was being ushered out by the No Limit, and the that stuff was the new sound of the South at that time. So I was known in the city, no doubt. But the type of music that I was known for doing, that wasn't the shit no more. So I even changed my alias name. If you go and look at the original Yin Yang stuff, it wasn't, I went by the name of DJ Smurf back then. It wasn't DJ Smurf. I changed my name to Beaten Ass. So if you look on that, my name was Beaten Ass. I ain't want nobody to know that DJ Smurf was behind Yin Yang Twins at the time.
Right. I had to do a little bit of research on you. I found out you used to be called DJ Smurf.
Yeah.
How did like technology and digital sales and streaming and all that, how's that affect the music, like in the industry standpoint?
It was a rough time when the streaming services were trying to figure out how this shit was gonna go. I ain't gonna lie, it got real scary. Matter of fact, that was around the time Soldier. We got the last ringtone money. That was the last of that shit. We got the last batch of ringtone money. We got all that shit between Hurricane Chris, A-Bay. You know, I signed that as well.
He from Baltimore, right?
A-Bay?
Yeah, and he from Baltimore?
No, he's from Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right, maybe it was just big in Baltimore.
No, you're talking about that remix they just put out.
Nah, I don't. Nah, because I don't listen to nothing today, like today's, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, yeah, Hurricane Chris was from he's from Shreveport, Louisiana.
My fault.
Yeah, so
I don't know why.
What was I saying?
My bad.
It's all good. What was I saying though? I was saying something. I was trying to make a point. Anyway, next question.
My fault, man. I tripped myself up with that too. I got short-term memory problems.
It's all good, homie.
Oh.
Focus, what's up?
Man, that's all I got, man. Let me see. Anybody in the chat got any questions for Mr. Collipark? I had a whole bunch of them, man. But while we were going down the line, you answered them all.
Yeah, once I get to talking, man, you know.
Hey, that's good for me because I don't like to talk.
Oh man, you in the wrong job then, homie.
Nah, I can talk, man. I can talk. I just gotta know what I'm talking about.
Right. Well, once again, before we get off, just I want to say thank you to all the artists that are working with me on this project, the Country Club project. They've been very receptive of my approach, and musically, they nailing everything. Everybody's putting their best foot forward. I ain't got no bullshit verses sent back in. It's just been a wonderful working, refreshingly wonderful working experience in music again after all of this time. You know, because once you've had the level of success that I've had, it's hard to keep, especially after you stop. For something to pull you back in, it got to be really, really, really special. And the fact that it doesn't feel old, that's key. If it felt like I was doing some old shit, then I wouldn't do it.
Right.
I understand that there are elements in what I do that I like to call nostalgic, but it's not. It doesn't sound tired. I can't stand to hear an old rapper. Because if I sounded like that to somebody, I want somebody to tell me, like, yo, I love where you come from. I love that shit you used to do back in the day, but look, that ain't it no more.
Right. Eminem
it might hurt like that. You save me a whole bunch of time and money, buddy.
He said, who's your favorite artist that you had worked with? That's what you said, Yin Yang Twins, correct?
Yeah, Yin Yang.
Okay.
Yeah, Yin Yang Twins.
What about if you had any sort of piece?
Yin Yang Twins and Wyclef.
Okay.
On the last me and Yin Yang weren't on very good working terms by the time we got to their last album on Collipark. So Wyclef came in and we did a song called Dangerous together. And we wound up doing half that album together. I went to New York and worked out of Wyclef's studio. Him and his cousin, Jerry Wonder, who's Wyclef's secret hitman that plays drums, a guitar. We had a great time for like a week, like 2 weeks up in the studio in New York, man. And that's kind of what this country rap shit reminds me of, because Wyclef, you know, he plays. And that was just different for me at the time. And that album, I can't listen to that album to this day. It's so bad. But some of the stuff musically on that album, man, was incredible.
Right. If you had to give, or what kind of advice can you give to somebody that's just getting into the music industry?
That's kind of hard for me at this point, man.
It's so different now compared to when you started, though, right?
Yeah, it is, man. But what I would like to see.
That's a stereotype, focus, Cliff. That's a stereotype.
I would just like to see people with music background somewhere. I like to see that back. Like we was talking, like back in the day, a lot of producers were ex-DJs, or a lot of DJs were in the marching band. Somebody played drums in the church. You know, just something that's connected to actual music.
Right.
Because you can hear the lack of that in the quality of music now. And I think the experimentation doesn't exist musically where it did back in the day, because people are just buying the same beat packs online. Everybody's working out the same programs on their laptops. It's all the same shit. So if you're not pulling something from your soul into your music, and we all got the same drum packs and got the same sound modules and shit, we're all gonna sound the same. But whatever comes out of your spirit and out of your soul is always going to be unique to you. That's what I wish would return. That's my advice to aspiring. I don't even want to call them rappers. Let's call them artists. Aspiring artists that have musical backgrounds. Please come get in this game and add more life. Put the life back into it. Because right now it's just all mechanical and drugs. That's all I feel like the music is now. Everybody getting high and going in the studio. That's it.
Right. He said you can't have a rebel flag and be a rapper. I beg to differ.
Shit, me. Even if you don't agree with the shit, it exists.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who, but I know there's a lot of Southern rappers, and they Southern rap or country rappers, and you ain't even know it. Like Ludacris, T.I., Young Jeezy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if they got rebel flags though.
I don't know if they got rebel flags, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, they ain't got no rebel flag. Yeah. But I don't even. I told Vic, before I even started getting involved, I said that's one thing I don't want to get in. I don't want to be involved with anything that's racial or anything that has that kind of energy. And I've not experienced anything. Even as you get into political backgrounds of people and all that kind of shit, I ain't dealt with none of that shit. Everybody's just on some music shit. And believe it or not, when people on some music shit and we get in the same room, it's all love. Because I've been in the room with people who I wouldn't have been, like, damn, I can't believe we're in the same room together. And when you're all in the same room in the name of music, we all speaking the same language. We all coming from the same place. We all trying to go to the same place. So I love it like that.
Right. Any artists you would like? Is there any artist that you would like to work with?
Pharrell.
That's
a producer / artist. If you're talking about country artists, now I'm still learning the country rap. I'm being surprised by the, like you just mentioned about 2 or 3 artists tonight. I'll probably go listen to them like, oh shit, we need to reach out to them. And so that'll be the people I want to work with.
Hey,
everything is new.
That was Kenny Reactz inspired, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. What's kind of weird? Well, look, man, I can't feel my ass no more, so I'm sitting on this stool.
Hey, man, it's been great, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you coming up here. Shout out to Vic, Country Rap Report, Riding Dirty Radio. I appreciate it, man.
Let me know what you think about the record when you get it. We're gonna go super hard on it, man. I told the people who I'm working with, I said, yo, I'm down to get out on the road and go shake hands and kiss babies, because I know nothing about what I'm doing right now. So I got to get out here and meet the people, the players, and all that. So we might run into each other.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, man.
So, all right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go, man. I thank you again for coming on. I appreciate it. After I end the stream, I'm gonna go ahead and drop your YouTube channel in the link. I'm not exactly sure how to do the Instagram thing, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Okay. I'll leave that pinned as well. And y'all, everybody go jump on over to Colliparks Channel, man. Subscribe and follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, we gonna get better with content. We about to ramp it up.
All right, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. Be safe.
For sure, you too.
That was cool, man. That was cool. Look, I'm gonna get off here, y'all, because I gotta get my ass to bed, man. I still gotta get a shower yet. Oh no, I don't. I already got one. But I'm gonna get off here, man. I appreciate everybody stopping by. And jump on over to Colliparks Channel, man. Show them some love. Leave me a like, comment, share the shit out of this for me. I couldn't believe we had what, like 7 people in here at most. That's crazy. Outcast, UGK, all sport that flag. Yeah, man, I couldn't think of them off the top of my head, but I know that there's artists using that rebel flag. And to be real with you, Cliff, I used to have the same mind state. I used to think the same shit, man. Anybody flying that flag was racist. I used to think that flag meant racism, and it don't. Once I got educated on it, you know what I mean? You know me. You know my background. You know where I come from. We used to work together. You know? So I'm going to jump off here, man. I appreciate everybody. And I'll catch you on the next one. I got 2 videos coming out. I'll probably put one out. I'll get it together tomorrow. It'll probably drop the next day. I'm not sure what today is. I'm fucked up on my days, but yes, I got educated by racists. Nah, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, man. But I'm out, y'all.